What is up, party people? Welcome to Saturdays and Seltzers. Long time no talk, aka 2 weeks, because I think everyone here was on vacation. But don't forget to like and subscribe if you are listening on YouTube, or follow us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. But hello, welcome back to our show. My name is Kendra, and I'm joined by Hailey and Tyler. How are you doing? How's everybody? I know it's been like 2 weeks since we recorded. Everyone's been doing stuff.
Oh yeah, mostly you, big guy.
Yeah,
Miss
mostly
traveler.
Steve Hewitt, shout out, has been referring to this as our world tour. I was
thinking of it more as like the Beyonce Jay-Z on the run tour, like you guys just on the run.
Honestly, we were talking about this yesterday. If you don't know, I just drove a circle around the United States in 22 days with our friend Mairead. So shout out to her for dealing with me in the car for 22 days. It literally felt like we were traveling for 3 hours. I'm not even kidding. Everyone was like, are you sick of each other? Are you sick of driving? And both of us were like, no, we could honestly do this for another month. So basically what I'm saying is that I think that I was built to be a rock star or a rock star's girlfriend, because I want to go back on tour already.
Back on tour. I love that.
New city every night, new restaurants, like new scenery, new people. I love that shit. I don't know what I did to fuck up and like not become a rock star or a rock star's girlfriend, but I'm having second thoughts about my life.
Yeah, I think that's the environment in which you thrive.
Yes, there. Chaos.
The absolute chaos of it all.
Yes, thank you. I feel so seen. It's incredible.
Yeah, of course. I'm just happy to have you back, buddy. That's it. We missed you.
But yeah, Tyler was up here last week while I was gone, which is tragic. How was y'all's weekend?
We had a great weekend. Tyler, thoughts? Tyler was very brave. He braved the 40-degree weather difference between Boston and Nashville. It was 80 in Nashville.
Everybody clap for Tyler.
Yep, everybody clap.
He did a great job. He didn't bitch too much. So he really stuck it out there. There was one great moment in the seaport where, like, if you know that area of Boston at all, obviously you're on the harbor, so the wind's coming off. So Tyler's like, I'm going to go outside. I'll just put my sweatshirt on outside. Like, I'm not worried about it. And I was like, you're going to freeze outside. He's like, no, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And sure enough, he didn't make it 2 steps out of the restaurant without being
it was fine for a second while we were like covered by the building. And then as soon as we like walked away and we could like see the water, it was bad.
Yeah.
Very bad.
Dude, it reminds me, I think I told Hailey this story, but the first time I like ever went out to an outdoor event after the summer season up here, I told my friends, I was like, oh, hey, hold on, I gotta go like grab my jacket or whatever. And I came downstairs in a Jacksonville Jaguars hoodie. And I know you guys have seen it on this show. It's just a like plain black oversized one that I wear everywhere. I came downstairs in that, and everyone was like, where's the jacket? And I was like, what do you mean? This is my jacket. And they were like, you need to go tomorrow and buy a real jacket. So I went to Kittery Trading Post. Shout out Kittery.
KTP. So good.
And bought my first winter coat, and I still wear her to this day. So
we talked about this before the show, but Tyler, I did fail you in that category as well. We did not go to KTP.
Yeah, what is KTP? Just like
you've never been?
No, I didn't take him, which I should have.
He's never been to Kittery?
No.
What is it? Just like clothes?
No. It is like, it's like Maine's Gander Mountain.
Yeah, it's like a specific, it's like a very specific Bass Pro shop, like in Maine. But
imagine if Maine had Bass Pro. Moose themed.
A moose themed Bass Pro.
And they have chocolate and candy in there, and the fudge is so good, dude. It's so good.
Great souvenirs.
Yep. I'll take you next time.
Next time.
I really blew it.
And the food in Kittery is awesome. Hailey, what the fuck?
Yeah, I actually haven't really been to Kittery that often. I actually just went there a couple of weeks ago with my friend and her boyfriend. Shout out Liz and Barrett. They took me to the Mexican place there, and it was bomb.
Have you got a Mexican restaurant in the store?
No, in Kittery.
That's not the store?
Okay, wait.
Loco Coco's in Kittery, Maine.
I understand what Tyler is asking.
Oh, so Kittery is a place.
Kittery is a town.
The store.
It's the first town over
and it's the trading
border.
post in Kittery.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, I'm caught
Why does
up
my
now.
thumb look scary?
I was just thinking that about I think it's your nail. I think it's because your nail is so long.
No,
can
I
only do
think
it on this
it's
thumb.
I think it's because I'm a girl and I have huge hands.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. Me
Well, anyway.
and Kenny Pickett have the same size hands, and that's my claim to fame.
That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible.
So glad we got a little catch up. I guess I'll let you guys play like a speed up version of like trip questions later, because I know that people are probably gonna have questions about it. But we are gonna roll into our HLH here, which is what we do every week to kind of recap our lives a little bit. So high of the week, low of the week, hero of the last week. Tyler, what was your high?
Well, it's not of the last week. It's of this moment. The
Okay.
Masters are going on. That's the only thing my mind is on. So that's the only thing I have. The Masters are going on. It's the best weekend of the year.
All right, let's talk about your master's notes then.
Well, those are Hailey's Masters notes. My Masters notes.
Hailey's.
Yes, Hailey's a big golf girl now, if you didn't know.
And F1, I've noticed.
And F1. What are we doing
Yeah.
with F1?
Box?
Box?
I know nothing about F1 at all.
I think she just likes, there's this one TikTok of this couple in the car who I guess are F1 fans, and they're just like mimicking F1. And the wife, I guess, keeps saying box because she wants him to pull over to the rest area. That's apparently just an F1 thing.
So I always go box.
Box.
All right.
But yeah, this is something that you missed, Kendra. We can jump into it real quick. While you were gone, I did binge Full Swing, and am now the biggest PGA fan on this podcast, biggest golf fan that there ever was is me now. So this is really exciting. I've said that it's hot golf girl summer this summer. I'm very excited. It's gonna be great. I got a couple people on board already. All aboard the hot golf girl summer train. With that being said, yeah, right. Love that for me. So I've never played. Really great at mini golf and Wii golf. I was pretty good at as well, if that serves anything, but I don't think it does. Big takeaways from the documentary. Brooks Koepka's wife, hate her. Don't like her at all. She's not very nice. Well, I don't hate her. That's not fair.
All right, I'm watching this as soon as we hang up.
So he changes over the documentary, and it very much seems like she has a big impact on the change. And she's just, I don't know, there's something really dislikable about her. But in that respect, I'm not the biggest Brooks Koepka fan. So he's doing very well at the Masters this week. And if he wins, and he's also a live golf guy, so like if he wins, I'm going to be pretty bummed. But Tyler wants him to win really bad, so that's a point of contention between us right now. I'm a huge Scotty Scheffler lady. He's like my number one man. Yes, Kendra.
Also a big Scotty Scheffler fan. Why do you like him?
Why do I like Brooks?
Yes.
So I've liked Brooks for a long time, is my thing. Before the live drama and before all the shit hit the fan. He used to be very fun to watch. He can kill the ball. Hit it a mile.
Train!
Yeah, the train's back.
Train.
Well, no, I just like Brooks. And I think it'd be really fun, especially for season 2 of Full Swing, if Brooks Koepka did win this, because the drama that would be captured in that show.
I need to know all the golf lore. I don't know anything about it.
Watch Full Swing. Full Swing will catch you up.
Okay, we need to talk about this. I cried watching Full Swing.
Hailey, you cried after you saw Michael Bublé.
Okay, that's not even a comparable thing, because anyone would cry when they saw Michael Bublé.
No,
I cried.
No.
Yes. I don't think many people would.
Yes.
My grandmother, perhaps.
Okay. Thank you, Tyler.
Well, you haven't seen him live, so you don't know how talented he really is. And I was also pretty drunk. So, anyway, I cried watching Full Swing, particularly the Tony Finau episode, because he just, he kept crying and then I was crying. But Kendra, like, I had a moment where I was like, I'm crying at golf right now. This is like the craziest moment of my life, because this is a sport that I have not given one shit about ever. and now I'm crying about it, and I'm so invested. And you have to watch it. It's really good. It's really good. It combines my love of sports and my love of reality television into like the perfect package.
Golf is a
Kendra.
giant reality TV show.
So I'm proposing something here. Okay. Since you bailed on our original Jacksonville trip.
Okay.
Day of, I will add. Day of. And I was already there. For the best game of all time, by the way. Dude, just also throwing that out there. It was a Chargers game, by the way. Yeah, I did. So I think 1, you owe me at least 1 regular season Jacksonville or whatever trip. 2, squad trip TPC Sawgrass next year.
Yes.
We could even potentially road trip and just stay there for an extra like 2 or 3 weeks and work remote. Hailey can't do that. Tyler, I don't think can either. I will stay and work remote and drive to the Masters.
Oh my God.
My dad's there right now.
Shout out Tyler's dad.
Shout out Drew.
Shout out Drew.
Shout out
King.
Drew.
Okay.
Drew. All right, let's jump into it a little bit. So that's Tyler's high. So we did touch on the Masters. We touched on me being the biggest PGA fan. I don't want us to hop off our HLHs here. I want everyone to be
I'm cool with it. We can
highlighted.
Show's very off the rails already.
Yeah, great. Those are my favorites. All right. Any other Masters comments, thoughts? Who do you guys?
No, I'm on Brooks. I'm on Tiger. I'm on Jordan Spieth because he's won like the last 3
We
Easter
love
weekends.
Jordan Spieth. We love him.
And I'm on Scotty. And I think that's all my bets. Those are all my guys.
Wait, I gotta see if the golfer that follows me on the internet is playing. Because if he is, then I'm gonna cheer for him. But I'm not gonna say
golfer
who
that follows you. On the
internet. And we forgot about our boy Connor, or not Connor, Colin.
Oh, Morikawa. Yeah, I'm a big Morikawa guy. I didn't bet him this week because I didn't think he was gonna do well. But I'm a big Morikawa guy. So it's probably my favorite current PGA Tour.
Tell everyone why.
Because I think we'd be best friends. That's why. I think if I met him, I think we'd be best friends.
That's so sweet.
All right, perfect. Who are we talking about?
Colin Morikawa.
Oh, I was like trying to see if Homie G was playing in the Masters, and I come back and Tyler's having like a sentimental moment, and I'm like, what is going on right now?
When you watch this app, you'll laugh.
Okay, Hailey, you're high.
My high was when Tyler came to visit. He flew into Boston and we went to the aquarium, and I hadn't been to the aquarium in a very long time, so it was pretty fun. I had a good time, and we got to see the penguins and the seals, and there were so many children. You would have hated it, Kendra.
Oh, there were so many.
There were so many like little kids, and
they all kept staring at me.
Because I was with Tyler and I'm a child magnet, as we know, so they just were all like hanging out. We were having a good
staring
time.
At me with their dead eyes.
Kids are so scary, man. They're so scary, bro. Like the thought of like ripping in half just for that is like me and Mairead had this conversation about 300 times on this trip, but one in particular really stands out. We were in Palm Desert in Palm Springs, and we stopped at Hadley's to get a date shake. If you know, you know. I used to live out there, so big Hadley's gal. But this mom had 2 kids with her, and one of them was just screaming bloody murder. Like no matter what this kid did, the line for the like shakes wasn't moving, and this girl was just ripping her own hair out and screaming and throwing a fit. And like it wasn't anything the mom was doing right or wrong. Like she was trying to console her. I think the kid just didn't have a nap. And then the other kid is standing on the floor, just like pulling at her pants, like mom. And me and Mairead were just like trying so hard not to laugh. Like it was so bad, and they were standing there for so long in such a long line that like everyone was just like, nope, you can go, like you could skip us, like whatever. Like, it was just so bad. And then the mom just like went and like had to go grocery shopping and stuff, and it was just like, holy shit, like this is the best birth control on the market, ladies and gents.
Dude, absolutely. It's those in-person experiences that are the best birth control. I always say baby on a plane,
terrible.
Great birth control, horrible.
If there had been a screaming baby on our way back from Nashville, I think I would have ended it all.
Yeah.
I No, Tyler, I woke up that morning.
Oh, I'm aware.
Oh,
I'm
no.
aware. You were unwell.
I literally was throwing up.
Star
Woke up.
Banner. Unwell.
Yeah. I had my boots on still, my jacket from the night before.
No, I said goodbye to you as I was leaving for work that morning, the morning you all left.
I know.
And you said something back, but it was unintelligible.
Yeah.
It's like you're speaking tongues.
And I threw up twice. This is what made me go sober. I swear to God. You guys would like laugh at me if I told you the number of mocktails I ordered on this trip. Like that Nashville trip made me go sober. I threw up like twice in the Nashville bathroom in the airport. I went like,
I was dragging her through security. I'm like, come on, Kendra, like we can do it.
If there was a kid on that flight, it truly just would have been over. I would have gone full on emergency exit.
Yeah. So speaking of which, you're high.
Yeah. I can't okay, I'm not even gonna go there. So Vegas. We're like a big Vegas podcast. I never thought that I would love Las Vegas, but all of the best nights I've had in my life have happened in Las Vegas. And this was insane. So we met up with my friend Jared and my friend Kevin for dinner, who both just kind of moved out there for new jobs. And I didn't know that the place we were getting dinner was literally right next to the club that we were going for the show. And we were going to see Louis the Child. It was the start of their residency. First night just happened to be the night that we were already planning on being in Vegas. And I mean, I don't expect people outside of Hailey to know that I'm the biggest Louis fan. Robbie Haldren, I think, is a creative genius. I think that they're just so cool. And so we bought tickets, and my friend Kevin was like, hey, I have a hookup in there. Let me see what I can do for you. Got us into the DJ booth. And we wound up making friends with the gays and a mom in the table next to us. So they invited us up to their VIP table in the DJ booth. Of course, me and Mairead would make friends with moms and gays because that is just our brand.
That's me.
Yeah. And so we did shots with this mom and whatever. It was the gross. I hate alcohol. Like I said, I've been drinking mocktails, but I did it for the brand. I did it. I hate alcohol so much. It tastes so bad to me now. I don't know how I ever did it. But that being said, we wound up going to their room in the hotel after, and they played a private show for 15 people in a 10-foot room until 6 o'clock in the morning. And Mairead and I were like, all right, gotta go see ya. Don't just crazy night. That would only happen in Las Vegas. And I don't know what it is. Big Vegas podcast. So I don't know. I'm just a big Vegas galley. Hate to admit it, but big Vegas gal.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely love Vegas. I can't wait to get back. I'm so glad you had fun. It looks awesome.
I wish the draft was there every year.
Yeah.
I love Vegas. But yeah. All right. So that was my high. Tyler doesn't have a low. Hailey.
I just wrote New England weather. I'm hoping that this will turn to a high next week. We're supposed to have a 3-day 70+ stretch.
I know.
It would be very New England of us to not have that as well. So hoping that is happening and we can get out of this seemingly never-ending winter. It literally was snowing the other day and I can't take it anymore. I cannot take it anymore. I'm over it. So
yeah, this trip confirmed that is this an announcement right now?
You're running out of time.
I have decided that I'm going to sign my lease for 1 more year and I am out of here. I can't do it anymore. I hate this weather. I hate the cold. The second that we saw sunshine on this trip was a moment that I just can't recreate. Truly, it was just insane. I can't even describe it. We both sunlight. Yes, I can't do it anymore. So that
I'm there with you, bro.
Yeah, I'm putting it out in the universe. I am signing 1 more lease to get my ducks in a row, get my life together, figure it out, that kind of thing. And I'm out of here. I don't care what I have to do. I'm out.
Where are you going?
I think I'm gonna agree.
I honestly
SEC country?
No, dude. I think I really, really, really am into Arizona.
Arizona, great choice.
Yeah,
I
like
love
this
Arizona.
the Scottsdale area is anywhere out west, like not Denver or like San Diego, but somewhere just west of Nebraska.
Denver and San Diego, no, but Denver, I feel like you're going to run into like similar weather as Boston.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
for
don't want
sure.
that. I think
For sure.
Arizona was awesome. So
Love Arizona. The Tempe area, so good.
yeah, I had a lot of fun in Scottsdale. Like it was awesome. The weather was great. Like, I don't know. I love dry heat. Hailey knows that. Hailey watched me like lizard it up in Las Vegas.
Yeah, she thrives.
I really
Yeah,
do.
I don't know, man.
Milo is I hate when you come back from a trip and you have so much laundry and so much to do to get your life back on track and get your shit together. So that's a low. And then you obviously spend so much money when you travel. So that's also a low for me. And then my hero was seeing Jackson when I got home. That was pretty rad. Hailey, what is your heroes?
So my first hero is the NCAA manager games. I did not know that this was a thing until this week. But apparently the managers of the men's basketball teams play in a tournament against each other for like a really nice trophy.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, so you can follow them on socials. You could look up NCAA manager games 2023. Michigan won this year over Notre Dame. Hilariously low scoring games. They're like 30-20.
That's awesome.
But they like start out with a big pool. A bunch of teams across the country have managers teams, and they play pickup against each other. So I was like, that's
pretty rad.
Cool.
Yeah, I like that.
I thought that's a cool, like, if your team gets to make it, and it's a cool little shout out for them. And then my big hero of the week is Kendra Middleton. Your Instagram DMs. So I have started this thing in the last couple of weeks where when you Instagram DM me, I write down the names of the account that the meme is from. So I would like to take this moment and share some of my favorites. Wholesome Kinky Love is a good one. We have there's so many frog ones, particularly Frogs Daily, Frogs. I have to pull up the right one. Maybe it's TikTok. I have my list. Hold on. Wow. People are screaming.
I knew this was coming.
Yeah, so Frogs Daily, Frog Memes 101. There's just there's Shrek memes. This is one in particular that she sent me recently. That's just
I feel like openly gay animals has to be on this list.
Openly gay animals is a classic. There's so many good ones. Oh, here we go. It's in our SNS chat. The Muff Report, Random Lazy Gato, which means Opossum Premium. There's a lot of opossum accounts as well.
We might have to pump the brakes on the opossums. They kind of creep me out. They kind of creep me out.
Frog Love,
no raccoon guy.
Bimbo Fairy. Yeah, that's some of my favorites. I have them written down, so I have them categorized by the account that they're under. But
okay, you know what? I saw Tyler repost one of the frog memes I sent the other day, so you guys can't shit on me too hard.
I got nothing against frogs.
No, I got nothing against frogs. It is interesting how many frog accounts you must follow or that come up on your Explore page that you are able to send memes from various frog accounts. Same goes for opossums. You have various accounts. It's not the same account. And then also, but I can't really judge you for that because who are these people that are starting these pages? There's obviously a community. There's dozens of you. So, no shame at all. That's no shame at all, but I did just find that funny. Some of my favorite one. Arm the Animals is another good one.
Wait, but you guys love the frog butt cheek meme.
Yeah, we do love that meme.
Thank you.
Like I said, I don't have a problem with the frogs. It's just the possums.
Possums are so sick.
No, they're creepy and they look like they could kill somebody.
You look creepy and like you could kill somebody.
Wow.
True. I'm team raccoon over team possum though.
All right.
I
I will cool it.
the other day.
Superior.
I saw 5 dead raccoons in
Oh, poor guys.
I think it was maybe Iowa. But yeah. All right.
Poor guys.
Let's recap March Madness quickly just because we didn't have a show since everything ended. Update on the hot chip challenge. Next week's show, hot chip challenge. Confirmed. Hailey is the loser. The end. Do you have any comments before we move on from that?
I not only lost, but I lost my dignity as well, and all confidence in my ability to understand college basketball. And I think it's rigged. I think the whole thing was rigged. I think Kendra rigged it. She's too good. She's been too good for too long.
I just think it's awesome that Tyler beat you by picking cats.
I beat you by picking cats and also by my incredible reverse jinx.
Yeah, I think that I didn't.
As soon as I put money on Alabama and UCLA, they lost, and that's just the power that I have.
I did not talk to Tyler for 2 days after that happened.
I'm the most powerful man in the universe.
He tried calling me, and I was like, I will not answer. I'm like, I'm not going to talk to you about this.
Oh god.
But yeah, so stay tuned. I'm really no, for real though, I had a ton of fun. Kendra, you are so good at this. Tyler, genius cat moves, stupidest bracket I've ever seen, but that just goes to show how the tourney goes. Shout out to you, love that for them. Love that for them.
I think that I don't have a ton to say. I feel like it's kind of everyone's thrown their 2 cents out there by now. I just have to say, this was the weirdest tournament I have ever experienced in my entire life. Like, we grew up in the era of like blue buds dominating everything, always have, always will. Like, that was just the thought process behind it. And now, like, what the fuck did we just watch from start to finish that entire season? I don't know. It felt, I mean, and that's the thing too, like a lot of people's analysis of it before it started was that there was no clear favorite, like anyone could win, because for the first time in a long time, like there wasn't an expected domination from someone. And I think that we've said this before, I think that obviously goes out to how much kids can transfer or how quickly the kids will go to the league now. And I don't disagree with any of that, but like that's the reason that I think that there's so much turnover on teams and stuff. I had a lot of fun. I think that personally, as we did put in our notes that the women's tournament was a lot more fun to watch, and I would agree with that. But I will say I do kind of, as much as this wasn't my favorite tournament, I did enjoy the chaos about it and the fact that like it didn't matter who you thought was going to win or who you thought was better. It was just chaos from start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest takeaway was, it's super unpredictable. And especially in the way that these conferences are organized now, I think we're really starting to see, like, as things shift and change, and with the transfer portal and the ability for these players to move around and really help build programs that haven't been as dominant in the tournament in the past, get to these crazy, 16-8 rounds. It just keeps it interesting. And, as much as my bracket lost, like, I had a ton of fun just watching, Furman and teams like that were able to kind of come and, make an impact and just mess everybody up. It wasn't just me that lost, it was like everybody's brackets got busted in the first 2 rounds, basically. And then just obviously huge win for LSU and the women's side of things. Their game averaged 9.92 million viewers, peaked at almost 13 million. It's the most watched women's college basketball game and the most streamed sporting event. So anything for women's or men's on ESPN Plus. So super cool. Love that we were able to highlight women in sports and women broadcasting. And I think that was great to have the whole championship and Final Four hosted by I think there was one male commentator on the side. But I think for the main desk, it was 3 women and 3 women of color at that. So shout out to them.
Yeah.
The broadcasting team did awesome.
Dude, their broadcasting team was awesome. They were insightful. They were funny. Yep. I love that they brought a lot of like the fashion piece into it as like what they were wearing, what coaches were wearing. It was awesome. And it's like, I love that it was such a success for the women's side of things, because there's been so much going on with that the last few years with all this controversy with their workout rooms and equipment not being the same, their dining hall food not being the same, the travel not being the same, all that kind of stuff. And it's I think it's cool that we're finally getting to see the value that women's sports have and that they've had, that people just haven't been able to notice because the treatment hasn't been the same. And I don't really give a shit if guys don't care about fashion and stuff like that. I think it's awesome that it's highlighting women in a male dominated space, and the way that you and I would sit here and talk about sports or talk about, fashion on a red carpet for something sports related or the ESPYs or whatever. It's people care about that stuff. And I thought that the production and the commentary was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I completely agree. And everyone was serving absolute looks. So shout out to everybody's, especially the ESPN styling team. They did a great job. They did an absolutely great job. So bravo. Know that it does not go unnoticed or unappreciated.
Everyone clap.
Everyone clap. Let's give it up. So shout out. I don't have any NHL things to talk about really. The Bruins won last
the President's Trophy.
They did also win the President's Trophy. Our mayor of Weymouth, Charles, absolutely kill it with a goal last night. So first Bruins game I was at a bar for that they won, and I was really fucking nervous because it has been, if you've been watching the show, personal belief of mine that if I watch either in person or on TV, they do lose. The only games they lose are when I'm watching. So they were down and then they came back. So I don't think it's me anymore. I think we have broken the curse, and I think I can move on with my life and watch the Bruins as God intended.
Yes, agree. I was going to say, I've gotten a lot of not nasty DMs, but complaints about this show not talking as much hockey anymore. This is my promise to you guys now that we are back. Hockey talk is back. It's about to be the postseason. Once we get through the draft too, we're pretty much just on to NBA and NHL stuff. I think that we talked today. Next week is going to be our hot chip show. We're going to do a normal show like always. The following show will be a draft show, and then we'll do a mini draft recap in that as well. And then from there on out, I think it's just postseason NBA and NHL stuff until workouts begin. So promise you guys, we're back on the grind for the NHL stuff. I don't have an excuse not to watch games now that I'm home, so stay tuned for that. We're back. Don't worry about it. Hailey can watch the Bruins now as God intended. Her words, not mine. That being said, we'll stay with the Boston stuff for a second and move into our NFL stuff. I didn't catch a ton of wind of the Mac Jones stuff while I was gone. I have to say, it is nothing that I wasn't already aware of. I think it's just that the public started to kind of find out about some of these issues. That being said, Hailey, as our resident Patriots fan, how do you feel about the rumors that there is some shit going on between Mac Jones and Bill Belichick drama-wise, the fact that they could be shopping him, where that leaves you guys with the quarterback situation, especially this close to the draft and where we're at in the season as far as signings and stuff? What is your kind of reaction to all of it?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, my answer is that I'm not entirely surprised. We've talked on the show a couple times about Mac Jones and Bill Belichick and their relationship with each other, and whether or not we should have had the offensive play calling that we were getting from Matt Patricia. Seeing Mac Jones visibly frustrated on the sideline and knowing that that was translating into the locker room. Now there's talks that he's been going to outside sources looking for advice or looking for his next move. And I know that that's not something likely that Bill, who likes to keep everything kind of internal, is probably very psyched about. So I think if he's showing any signs of wanting to go, they're going to be like, dude, we'll find a way to get you out of here, because they know that it's just maybe not working out. What do you think?
I'm astrology thoughting for 2 seconds and I will let you continue, but I'm 99.9% sure that Mac Jones is a Gemini. So just throwing that out there. Anyways, continue.
As a Taurus, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's tricky with the Patriots, right? Because my whole life, and I've been fortunate to grow up in the dynasty era. So I had Tom Brady as a quarterback for a majority of my life as a Patriots fan. And I've never really been in a position where with this team, we haven't had a strong, definite quarterback going into the season. Obviously, like prior to Tom Brady coming on, like the whole Drew Bledsoe situation and all that stuff. But in my lifetime focusing on sports and understanding sports, I've never really seen the Patriots organization go through something like this. So I don't really know how it's going to work out. And I know that whatever happens, Robert Kraft is definitely going to have a say in it. So I think that whatever he and Bill decides is the move is going to be the move. And we're going to just have to see until the season to see what is going to go down. I said, and I still believe that by workout time, we should see what they're kind of envisioning. And then
does that not concern you though?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been open with people and telling people I don't think the Patriots are going to be any higher than 3 and 4 in the division because I'm more so mean like
I've been very, first of all, I'm a liar. He's a Virgo, not a Gemini. Second of all, I would be more concerned. I mean, I've said very openly that I don't think that he's a starting quarterback in the NFL, and you can deal with that as you want to as a Patriots fan, listeners. That's fine. I don't like, that's just my opinion. But that being said, if you guys don't sign someone, you don't draft someone, and then you're stuck with the same quarterback situation that you had last year with all of the drama that you had going on, and now you're throwing more fuel to that fire, like where does that leave you with the quarterback position and the locker room beginning to intersect?
Not ideal. I was not surprised to hear that they were shopping Mac around, and I'm not upset about it, to answer the question. I think that
I wouldn't be upset about that at all.
It's better. I think it's better if he's not happy in this situation, then he needs to find another opportunity, and we need to get someone in here that's dedicated to the organization and wants to succeed and wants to win. So
I just don't think he has any value.
I don't know.
I was going to ask, what do you think you can get for him?
Nothing.
I don't know. Yeah.
A fifth?
Fourth or a fifth? There's much for him.
Yeah, he just doesn't have any value, and it's like that may change come draft day, but
yeah, that's an interesting point.
Yeah, like he has, in my opinion, Mac Jones just doesn't really have any value. And I feel like that's all Bill's going to look for because this draft class isn't very deep. I don't think do you know where the Patriots are drafting? They're like middle of the pack somewhere, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I want to say 12, maybe 16. Let's pull it up.
I'm looking it up.
16, 17.
They are
14.
There you go. So, I mean, this quarterback class's depth isn't great. They didn't. Brian Hoyer is not going to be around anymore. You have Bailey Zappi. Like, neither of those are good options. It doesn't matter who you signed in the offseason.
Stetson Bennett's around.
Okay, everyone has talked about Bill potentially loving Stetson, but like, I just don't.
I've convinced myself on Stetson in like a late pick. I've convinced myself.
You think he's going to be like worth it?
Worth it,
whether
considering it's like a third, fourth, fifth round pick. I think that would definitely be worth it, especially if he gets out there and gets a chance to start.
You also have to remember that the Patriots never pick logically. Like whatever you think would logically make the most sense, they tend to do the opposite. So if it doesn't make sense to you, it's very possible that Bill can go that way.
I just think he is the same problem that they already have. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think he's a lot better than Mac Jones. Personally.
No. Hear me out. Here's the thing. Mac Jones is big and not that bright. Bailey Zappi plays well under pressure and is little. Stetson Bennett is smart but little. So you're not
he can
really
move a lot better though than either of them. Is my thing.
I don't know if that's true when you don't have the best offensive line in football.
And it's so different when
you
you
can
get
extend
into the
plays
NFL.
If the pocket collapses, inevitably that will happen behind that awful line. Stetson is able to escape much better than Mac Jones or Zappi are.
I agree with that.
You have to keep in mind the difference between the Patriots O-line and the O-line that he's coming from. Like even though it's significantly different. Different.
He's smart. And I think that I don't even think he's smart. I think he just has a ton of experience, and he's smart. Yes, he has experience.
Is 87 years old.
Exactly, he's 4,000 years old. I don't know. I think You know what? I'm going to
Mac
say
Jones looked up to him growing up.
People gave me a ton of shit for saying that Bill should have retired 2 years ago and me standing behind that statement, but I still stand behind that statement because this is all going to collapse and it's going to collapse bad.
Yeah, I tend to be a very optimistic Patriots fan, and I am not looking forward to preseason at all. I'm just really, I don't know.
Why don't they want Lamar?
That's another
Because
good
he's
question.
expensive.
He is expensive.
2 picks and all that money.
He's not, as you pointed out, whether or not, I also just don't see him being a Bill O'Brien quarterback. I don't see that being a thing that works out.
I know that they brought Bill in for Mac to make Mac happy, but at this point, he can't really give a shit what he wants.
No, I know.
But I don't know. I would want Lamar so bad. I'd be like, I don't even care. Just throw it at him. But
yeah, he's so different. He would be so different for the system. Like, I don't know.
I just don't see the excuse when you overpay 2 tight ends like you did with Jonnu and Hunter Henry, but you won't pay someone like Lamar Jackson.
Exactly.
And that goes back to your point. And that goes back to your point of being like they spend money on and picks on stuff that you're not expecting them to. And it's like, all right, well, he would significantly help your team right now. And I don't think we said that I don't think Juju Smith-Schuster is like the best wide receiver, but he's somebody.
Right. Somebody.
Maybe it's just the 2 first-round picks that's the issue then.
And the Patriots,
it's not the money.
The Patriots are expected to like take a running back in this draft, and it's like Lamar also helps with that situation. So it's like 2 birds stoned at once here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's not. I don't hate the idea.
I know it's just he's expensive. I get it,
but he is expensive. And again, we have to think whatever we think logically. They're going to probably do the opposite. So we really won't know until draft day, and even then we won't know until till workouts, and even then we won't know until preseason, and even then we won't know until season. So
just the fact that you have to give up your next 2 first-round picks, I think that's scary too.
That's the scary
especially
part.
For a team like the Patriots who have holes in a decent amount of places. That's scary.
Yeah. How can you rebuild if you're constantly keep digging?
Yeah, how can you rebuild for the future if you're getting rid of your future to
But how can you rebuild for the future when you can't draft for shit?
Exactly.
That's another good point.
There's so many more negatives than positives. I guess that's what I'm feeling right now. There's more negatives than positives.
This feels like a lose-lose for everything that the Patriots are doing right now.
Which is crazy.
I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. I've tried to convince so many people to jump on the Jacksonville bandwagon. It's insane.
Yeah, somebody did ask who I was rooting for my football team, and I did say the Jags.
Yeah, as you should. Fuck yeah. Okay. I did want to talk about the Tyreek Hill thing really quick. Yesterday, Tyreek Hill said that he is going to retire with the Dolphins after his contract ends in 2025. And honestly, I could see this being the new normal. And by this, I mean not playing until you are scraping on a contract that is a year-long contract, 2-year contract for a vet something or another. I just think the guys see what's happening with all of this CTE stuff and the concussions, and I just don't think that people are going to be playing as long. It's not like you need the money at a certain point, and you got to take care of yourself and take care of your family, and how can you do that if you can't be there for them?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's well said. I think at the end of the day, they need to put their health first, and if that is what he thinks is the best move for him, and God knows he's made enough money to keep him happy and keep his family happy, then all power to him. I'd be really interested to see if he would take any kind of like broadcast or insight position. Like I think it would be really cool to hear him talk about these up and coming guys from his point of view.
I could see him starting a podcast.
Yeah, like something like that. I don't know. It'd be.
I'm shocked he doesn't already have one.
I think he just has the personality to not disappear. So I'm interested to see what he does next. So. Cool.
And I want to be clear that he never said that this was because of CTE or concussions. I'm just assuming that this is going to be a new thought process for a lot of these bigger names in football moving forward. That being said, I agree with you. He has a ton of personality, and I do like that about him. He's not my favorite person in the NFL for obvious reasons. Right. And that's why I don't think anyone would give him a broadcasting role.
Yeah.
But I could see him doing like a podcast or something just because anyone can do that now and profit off of it. And it's like, you don't really have to censor anything if it's something you're producing. So that being said, I'm not the biggest Tyreek fan. Obviously, if you listen to this podcast, you know why. But I do expect this to sort of be a new normal, and I support that. Like, I think maybe even, and I think back to when I was a kid and I saw that Tiki Barber retired, and I was like, he's so young, he's got so much more in him. Like, what the heck? And it's like, now I see people like that and Luke Kuechly retiring earlier, probably just for reasons that they aren't sharing, but it's definitely got to sometimes be like health related, which I think is, if you've made enough money, go hang out with your family. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the science coming back about CTE is scary. And it's like, I worry about the future of football and the future of like football's athletes sometimes. So I just thought that was interesting. I'm curious if it's going to be normal for us to see some of these guys, not play until their last leg. But that being said, we talked a little bit about the quarterback stuff. Trevor Lawrence has officially thrown to Calvin Ridley, which is awesome. I think that that's super cool. There's been a lot of like Calvin Ridley stuff going on Jags Twitter. I don't know if you've seen some of it. What memes were you into recently? I can't remember. Was it the Arden Key stuff?
The Arden Key memes were great. Yeah. Shout out Devin with Jacksonville. He got a promotion, so he's their new head of creative content manager. So shout out Devin. He created the cool Calvin Ridley graphic. That was why I thought of him. But yeah, I was big into the Arden Key memes before Jacksonville, before and after Arden Key.
Those were good. Wait, Tyler, did you see those?
No.
Okay, so there was like when Arden Key left, he like said something about how like he started something in Jacksonville or one another, like whatever, and people started like taking pictures of Jacksonville from like when it was first Calford and like first established. They were those, and people being like Arden Key and like and
there's some like modern art exhibit or something that looks like from the right angle spells key or something.
That's like this like it's supposed to say Jax, but the joke in Jacksonville is that it says LERP.
LERP.
So someone just said that it said key, but the LERP statue. If you ever see the LERP lore.
It's
just like modern art, right?
Yeah, it's like supposed to be like this like art thing that says Jax, but everyone just thinks it says LERP. So that's good. I also saw that Trent Baalke keeps a clown on his desk, which I think is fucking awesome.
I love that.
I do like that he's leaning into it.
Me too. He's kind of a villain, although I will say he's on my shit list again. I hate that I like.
Why? Oh my gosh!
I have it in our notes. It's because
it's coming up. I know.
It's just you let Calais go. You can't.
Let's talk about it.
You can't sign any of these defensive guys that we talk. I mean, we talked about the stuff with Darius and whatever, but it's like you've let all these guys go. And we haven't signed anybody. I almost feel as though like our roster is worse than it was last year. I'm starting to get concerned. I'm not freaking out yet. I think that we could, nail some draft picks. But after last year with like the Devin Lloyd and Chad Muma stuff, I'm just a little worried. I'm a little concerned. I hate that I said sorry to Trent Baalke. I'm just like, do something, do literally anything. I don't know. The fact that we didn't. Am I happy that we kept our guys? Yeah. Do I wish that I had something to freak out about? Also, yeah. So, I don't know. I feel very gray area, and I am usually a very black or white person, and I don't know how to exist in my current state that way. But that being said, the Calais news broke my life.
I'm sorry. I felt horrible.
Yeah, I cried. But anyways. Tyler had a talking point for us too. Cam Newton put out a list of quarterbacks that he would be willing to back up, and those included Sam Howell in Washington, Lamar Jackson if his situation's not resolved, and the Ravens apparently not answering his questions, and then Green Bay is obviously still working on the Aaron Rodgers trade. So we have a couple things to dissect here from Tyler. I don't know how I feel about the Cam Newton thing. I remember when he came back and I was like, yeah, there's no way that there are 31 quarterbacks in the NFL that are better than him, 32 quarterbacks that are better in the NFL than him. Sorry. But I think just give it up. Like, I love you, but I just think you have been in and out of football for so long that it's time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. How do you feel?
I'm gonna ditto. I'm kind of over it. Just maybe move on. It's time.
Yeah. All right, cool. I didn't have a ton of thoughts.
It's giving like old man still trying to play with the youths.
He's not even old in my opinion.
No, he's not, but it's that kind of energy because like you said, there's not 32 quarterbacks that are better than you, but you're still trying to stay relevant in the league, and it's like it's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Tyler, you said Sam Howell in Washington feels weird to you.
Yeah, he just put out this list of like...
But wait, Kendra, before we continue, we're women, so we can't talk about routes.
It's true. Fair.
So
my bad. All right, Tyler. Why does Sam Howell...
he just put out this list of like quarterbacks who he would be comfortable being the backup to, and the most of them seemed like normal. But then Sam Howell was just there. I figured Sam Howell would be one of the guys he thinks he could play in front of, right?
Yes, that is exactly.
It just kind of sticks out.
That's exactly how I took it.
Like maybe because he wants to play under Bieniemy.
I don't think that. I didn't even think about it.
He's like, this guy is better than me.
Because Sam Howell like hasn't really played.
I didn't even think about the Bieniemy piece of it because I guess that he has had success with like a dual threat quarterback. But I just took it as like he thinks that he can beat Sam Howell out.
Oh, is that how you read it?
That's how, that's just my opinion. But now that I think about the Bieniemy thing.
It's like, oh, these are places I would be comfortable being the backup for these guys. And just Sam Howell, being the backup to Sam Howell just seems weird.
Yeah.
That's how I read it.
Yeah, that's how I took it personally. You also have that the Lamar Jackson situation isn't resolved. I just don't even have any idea as to what like the Rodgers situation we'll get into, and I have some thoughts about it, but this situation I don't know where he could wind up. I don't know. I feel like
he moves like at the end when this is all over. Do you think he's still on?
It is iconic that Harbaugh is under the impression that he isn't leaving.
I do think that he's going to be a Raven next year, but
You think he will sit out if he is a Raven next year?
Really?
Yes.
I kind of think he does too, because I feel like he kind of just killed that relationship.
That 1,000%. If I were Lamar, I would not want to step on the field for them ever again.
And he can afford like taking the fines and stuff. He doesn't have to play.
And you can love your teammates and stuff, but at the end of the day, like
it's not his teammates' fault. It's really not his coach's fault either. Like I don't think it's Harbaugh's fault.
Nope.
It's like the front office.
And you got to stick up for yourself, and I don't blame him. If you can take the fines, you got to make an example because, I don't know. Like, there's all these like rumors of like collusion and stuff too, but like, I feel really bad for Lamar. And I know a lot of people are like, he's a millionaire. Why would you feel bad for him? Whatever. And it's like millionaires still have feelings, and relationships can still hurt people's feelings.
Yeah, 100%. It's just an unfortunate situation.
Yeah. As I'm using my Packers pen, our last kind of NFL note, the Green Bay deal is still being worked on with Aaron Rodgers. I don't think we're going to see this come to a resolution until the summer. I think that it's going to take as long as it's going to take. I think that
after the draft.
I think, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that this is going to be down to the wire. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think neither team is going to budge.
The only reason I think it could happen before is that they would want draft picks involved, I would think.
I don't know, because I feel like both.
Like, I guess they could move draft picks for next year, but I don't know.
I think that maybe. I don't know. I just think that it's kind of like scorned territory at this point. It doesn't, of course, obviously it matters what you can get out of it, but I think both sides just want to screw the other over as much as possible.
Well, apparently we're just Green Bay is the hold up here.
Yes,
because they're just trying to get more for Aaron.
Yes, because and I don't blame them, honestly.
Fair,
yeah, I don't blame them at all. Like
they have the leverage here.
Yes, you have the player, you have the value in that player. The Jets need that player. I would do the same thing, honestly, but it just, I don't know, whatever.
It just feels like they're holding him hostage.
Yeah, which point. I probably would too, but like I think it's pissing everyone off at the end of the day. But like you want to be able to get what you can for the guy because he's one of the most valuable people to ever step on the field. And yeah, he's not like prime Aaron Rodgers anymore, but he's not capable of having one more fantastic season. So yeah, that's really all I have to say there. NBA stuff, I just have that I'm a little worried about the Bucks. They're like struggling. Yes, everything's gonna have to go through Milwaukee from here, which is obviously very helpful. Chris Middleton's MRI came back, and apparently he's just rehabbing for a week or so. But everyone's just banged up, and I'm a little worried about it. I haven't really watched the last couple of games just because I've been on the road or on the West Coast, whatever. I don't know. I feel like it happens every time, like right before the playoffs or during the playoffs, that Chris Middleton gets hurt or everyone's banged up or like whatever. And this is just always our fate. It's like we can only get so far without Chris, and it's like going to be the same storyline again this year, and it sucks. But I didn't feel like it was our year at the beginning of the year, but I knew that this was going to be our last chance with this core group of guys. And the more I think about it, the more I just like get sick over it.
Yeah. Similarly, I'm feeling very similar emotions to the Celtics, who obviously didn't clinch number one, but doing very well, and have secured their spot in the postseason. Same thing. We did go out the other night and win with like a majority of our starters, either injured or not starting. So I felt confident there, but I don't know. I feel like Boston in particular, just we get into postseason play and we can either get on a run or we can just fall apart. So I'm really hoping that we can, pull it off this season. I would love to see a championship for Al Horford. I love him so much. And Jason, of course, but
yeah, I told you earlier that I was a bit concerned about like Joe Mazzulla on such like a stage in the postseason. How are you worried about that at all, or?
I'm not, because it's a veteran team. If it was more newer guys and Joe, I would be a little bit more concerned. But I think these guys have been here before. They played the majority of their season together, or not their season, but for some of them, their careers. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum in their professional careers have played together for almost the entirety of it, if not the entirety of it. And I don't know. I feel really good about this squad. I feel really good about the guys that we have, coming off all the drama in the off season with the coaching situation. I just hope we can pull it off. I think it would be great for the city. So I'm rooting for them.
Yeah, I hate Boston sports fans. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are such dickbags. Love you, but you guys are such assholes. Like just like expectation of a trophy every couple years because it'd be great for the city. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah,
it'd be great for any city to win a championship.
It'd be great for any city.
Real quick before you move on, I want to shout out the Sacramento Kings, who I'm dubbing the Fat Cats of the NBA, because there's not a cat mascot in the NBA. It's the Sacramento Kings.
I hate their team right now, but I'm happy for the city.
They're going to the playoffs.
I'm happy for the city of Sacramento.
One of the longest shot teams to make the playoffs of any sport, like from a gambling perspective. The big four sports, there's never been like a longer odds team to make the playoffs than the Sacramento Kings.
That's awesome.
Shout out to those guys.
If you bet on the Kings, good for you. I hope you're a rich person. Tea party segment as we kind of wrap things up here. I wanted to talk about the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark ring flash and the invite to the White House thing really quick. As far as the ring flash debate goes, all I have to say is that if this were dudes, we would not be having any of these conversations at all. Yeah. And that's where I stand on that, because I believe it. Yeah, it probably would have been like a clip highlight that got posted to ESPN and Barstool, like talk your shit, whatever. But it's the fact that it's women is that it blew up and it's disrespectful or what have you.
Yeah.
That's my only comment there. Other thing, I do believe that it is the team who wins the championship's privilege to go to the White House. That being said, I think that it should be continued to be that way. But I also think that this whole thing with Jill inviting both teams has been so blown out of proportion. Like, I get that, like, sports fans, it's a big thing. It's an honor. It's a privilege, whatever. But that being said, like, do we know that she knows that? Or, like, I I just think that it's just decline it. Who cares? Like, it's not that big. Like, it's a big deal, but like, it just got blown so out of proportion, in my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel.
I don't even know. Did she actually invite them, or did she just say that? Oh, I wish we could invite both teams because it was such a good
She
game.
said that she thinks both teams should be.
So like, I just feel like that's a throwaway line to
Right.
like appease both
Yeah.
fan bases. I don't think she was like actually inviting both of them. But I don't know. I think it was blown out of proportion too.
Yeah, like I don't care which side you support, don't support.
Also,
whatever.
just the fact that we're inviting, I think it's just weird to invite sports teams to the White House after they win a championship.
That's how it's
like, why
always
are we doing
been.
that? Why
are we
doing
always
that?
been?
But even if we have always been doing it, why have we always been doing it?
Well, the thing that's interesting is we've always been doing it, and it hasn't been an issue until recently, obviously, with our previous administration, where people don't want to go. And I think, Angel came out today and said she will be going. She plans on going with the rest of the LSU team, which I think is the right decision. But I agree, Tyler. I don't know why I guess like, now, how did this start? Why does it have so much weight, right?
Who cares? If I were on either of these teams, I would not want to be on, you got to go to the White House. I got to dress up. I got to go kiss
it's
hands,
cool.
kiss babies. I don't want to do that.
Babies.
Cool.
Maybe it's because I grew up in the DC area.
Yeah, I mean, coming from an outsider perspective, I'm like, I would do that. That sounds awesome.
I could not care less about DC.
But yeah.
All right, yeah.
My party is all Bravo related. So we have our new Real Housewives of Atlanta trailer that dropped this week. That season's going to be absolutely crazy, and I cannot wait. And then Vanderpump Rules, oh my fucking God, is what I wrote on my notes. This week we had a crazy episode. We're in Mexico for Brock and Shayna's wedding, and Raquel has officially made out with Tom Schwartz. But we know now that also going on behind the scenes during this time period, she is sleeping around with Tom Sandoval, who has a long-time girlfriend.
Wait, she's fucking both Toms?
Yeah. Well, she's not fucking one, but she's making out with one and fucking the other. Yeah. So we had a little Watch What Happens Live, which is like really like the key when you want to find out like the real tea. So Andy Cohen hosts this 30-minute talk show after Vanderpump Rules ends on Wednesday, and he had Tom Schwartz on to talk about it. And he basically made every excuse he could find for Tom Sandoval, so he's really going through it, and then proceeded to tell fans that he has ADHD, and that's why he cheated on his partner. And also that if you see Tom Sandoval out and about, you should give him a hug. So he got absolutely annihilated on Twitter after that performance. With people just saying, why would you say that? Because you are like, you could take the perspective of not being the one that had the affair and, condemning the affair, but instead he stuck out for his buddy and he tried to help him out, made a real ass.
Even though this girl was also hooking up with you.
Yep. Well, it was so there's like all these conspiracies. It goes back to people thinking that this whole thing is a diversion. The whole thing with Schwartz is a diversion from the fact that she's having this affair. So it's crazy, dude. It's absolutely crazy. We have a whole other half of the season to go. So
that's intense.
Yeah. Survivor.
You haven't seen this week's episode though, so I feel like
I haven't. But can we get a ranking update?
Yes. So ranking updates. I think
I'm pretty sure it hasn't changed.
Can we put Tyler on the circle instead of Survivor?
Yes, I did explore.
I haven't applied for that one. I have applied for Survivor.
I think we should put Tyler on the circle, but he should have to pretend to be Hailey.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't know how that'll work.
All right, so why can't I see our standings? Is this the day where they like update everything?
No,
it's what, Friday? It should be updated. So yeah, it looks like
there we go.
You're
I see
still in first by a large margin.
Congrats.
Cameron is in second, Hailey is in third, and I am in fourth.
Wow.
So that's great.
Tyler, you're behind me by 100 points.
Yeah, it's me. It's close with me and Hailey though.
Yeah.
I could survive.
Nailed
I
it.
can't bet on this again like I did with the bracket though. So
Wait, I think Tyler would be so good on the circle.
would I?
Yeah. I think you
I
gotta
think so,
watch
too.
it.
Okay, I'll watch it. But I don't know.
Has
I think
anyone
that
heard the new Drake song?
There's a new Drake song?
Yeah.
I haven't, but I'm
Nope.
gonna go listen to
I
it.
have not heard. Sorry, I didn't
Is-
mean to interrupt, but
You're
yeah.
fine. Is that your closing thought?
My closing thought is this Kim Kardashian in the music video with Drake? Because
I heard that she was like talking in a video, but I didn't know.
that looks like her in this picture here. So I'm just behind the T. But yes, I am down for Tyler to do the circle. I think you need to watch the circle.
Probably.
It's a great
or
show.
I feel like if I'm gonna be on the circle, I should just go blind. I feel like that would be much funnier.
Love is blind.
All right.
Love
Anybody
is
else got
blind.
anything else?
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
We will be
Kendra's
back to
favorite
our.
holiday.
I'm not gonna say that right now, but I'll say it in a minute.
Happy
Anyways,
Easter.
our show will be back to normal next week now that we are all not traveling. We're back on the sports grind, playoffs, draft. Hailey is on the hot chip grind. So hot chip
I'm
show
training,
next week.
guys.
Don't forget, you should just get COVID this week, and then you won't be able to taste it.
There
Okay.
you go.
There you go.
Just go lick every
brain.
bar door handle in Durham.
Yeah, there we go. If anyone has any advice, please send it my way.
Or if
at
you
my
have
socials.
COVID and would like to
Or if
spit
you
in
have
Hailey's
COVID
mouth.
and want to spit in my mouth, we can talk about that.
All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Keep on sipping, y'all, and we will see you next Saturday.
Peace out, fam.